Hello 10th graders and welcome to this lecture which will talk about a case study essay related to the theme of health. And I'm going to read the prompt to you and then we will go through the writing sample I wrote for you together. So the prompt: in today's modern world, obesity has become a major phenomenon that is affecting the lives of millions of people, along with healthcare systems in numerous countries. Okay, to explain this quote here, obesity is one of the major issues. Of course, you guys have already listened to and watched the video I uploaded on YouTube about how the world is becoming more and more obese. Okay, the numbers are just so alarming. So most people in the world in the coming decade are going to be overweight, either overweight or obese. And this is related to so many factors. But the issue is the effects of obesity. It's going to be a major burden on the health system, which will need to pay a lot more money in order to treat people who will become a lot more sick due to obesity, and on the lives of millions of people who will be, impaled with different diseases such as heart disease and even different types of cancer. Now, in a well-organized case study essay, explain the above quote by talking about the case of someone you heard about, read about, or knew who was obese and describe the issues that person went through. Was the problem resolved? Now, since more and more people are becoming obese and since it has become a burden on the person's health, both, the health-wise, both physically on the outside and on the inside, the organs are being affected. People are becoming more diabetic, more clogged arteries and veins, and the appearance of a person is majorly affected. So more and more people are resorting to what we call bariatric surgery, where the stomach is made to become smaller in 3 different types of surgery, which we talked about. So this case study I wrote for you is about a lady who went through a bariatric surgery and what happened to her later on. Now, the title I chose was The Price of Obesity. Of course, we need to start with a hook. Globally today, there are more people who are obese than who are underweight. This is a hook. Why? Because it's a very interesting and even alarming fact. In 2013, 2.7 billion adults were overweight. That's 2013, almost a decade ago, as compared to 857 million in 1980. Take a look at this. In 33 years, the number has almost tripled, okay, and that's a lot. Obviously, this number has also further increased now. I'm talking in 2013. So what do you think the number now is in 2020? It's even more and more. With this huge increase in the number of obese people, bariatric surgery or gastrectomy, which we talked about in the video. If you haven't seen it, please go watch the video before you proceed with this writing sample so that you understand what the issue I'm talking about is. With the huge increase in the number of obese people, bariatric surgery or gastrectomy, where part of the stomach is removed, has become a trend. It's a big deal nowadays. Many people want to do it. This type of surgery could be a double-edged sword, sometimes leading to dangerous consequences. Now, of course, in a case study, I need the elements of an essay. I need a thesis statement, but in a case study essay, please don't talk about the case itself in the introduction, and the thesis shouldn't be about your case. It should be about the general topic you're talking about, which is bariatric surgery. Okay, so the woman I'm going to talk about underwent this gastrectomy or bariatric surgery, and she had issues later on. This type of surgery, my thesis, this type of surgery could be a double-edged sword, sometimes leading to dangerous consequences. So obviously I'm going to talk about a case of a person who had issues due to this type of surgery. Double-edged, okay, it does give good appearance, but what happened to this lady, we will see. Now, moving on to the first body paragraph, I already told you before, the first body paragraph is where you give us the profile of your case. Okay, what happened, the causes of the issue. Think of it as a cause-effect essay if you want. The causes, what happened, and the second body paragraph, the effects, and later on what was done as a result of that. Now, our profile. Danielle, a 42-year-old obese woman, decided that she has had enough with obsolete diets that are not giving her any permanent results. Obsolete means useless, okay? She was also quite self-aware of her appearance, where she would at many times turn heads while walking on the street or in other public places due to her overweightness. She went to a well-known surgeon whom people swore by. He was very encouraging to her and quite enthusiastic about performing Danielle's surgery to add to his long list of before-after photos he continuously posts on his social media accounts and personal blogs. Okay, remember the before-after photos we talked about in the lesson? Okay, many surgeons, by the way, are very eager to perform surgeries. You go to a surgeon, chances are that surgeon is going to encourage you to do the surgery. Rarely does a surgeon ever say, you know what, you can't perform this surgery. So they want to add to their long list of successful before-after photos and nice stories. The day of the surgery arrived and Danielle felt that she would finally be able to become the person she had always dreamed about. So what happened later? The operation was a success. However, what came after that was nothing short of a nightmare. Danielle could only consume fluids and special types of soft foods for a long time. Although the doctor prescribed nutritious foods, she always felt like she was starving. One day, she decided to try her luck and eat a bag of chips she had been craving for weeks. The experience was horrible. Her now smaller stomach could not digest the chips and she suffered grave consequences. Danielle started vomiting violently until she was throwing up blood. Okay, remember in one of the types of bariatric surgery, the stomach is made smaller until it becomes the shape and the size of a banana. Imagine how much smaller that is. It's around 3/4 of the stomach is removed. And the reason why that is done so that people wouldn't eat much food. Okay, when your stomach is smaller, you can only receive a certain amount of food. You can no longer eat as you like. And that's why in turn a person becomes thinner. So this is Danielle's story, what happened to her horrible experience. And okay, now let's see what happened with Danielle after that bag of chips. She was immediately admitted to the emergency room where the surgeon was summoned to check up on her. Her digestive system was not permanently affected by this incident, thank God. The doctor prescribed some medication to alleviate her condition. The word alleviate means to make better. He reaffirmed what he had previously told her about the strict diet that she had to follow after her surgery. Lifelong changes were now in place. Danielle could no longer go back to her carefree eating behavior. Carefree means careless. She doesn't give much care about something. That has brought upon her obesity, which at many times is morbidly dangerous. The word morbid means fatal or deadly. Now, finally, in the conclusion, we have to reiterate what we already said in our essay. We also have to reword our thesis statement. Danielle's story shows just one of the many dark sides of obesity. The world is becoming increasingly obese. Okay, we talked about this in the introduction. Our modern lifestyle stresses too much on a way of life where we have to consume fast food and other appealing types of food, such as super fatty and sugary desserts that look and taste so good, but at many times leave us with obesity, which could easily end our lives or make us chronically ill. Remember, we talked about the word chronic or chronically. Chronic means it stays for a long time or forever, like diabetes, like heart disease, okay, and other dangerous diseases that stay with a person. So this is it for the essay. We will meet on Zoom Live for further discussion or further questions. See you guys.